Today we're taking a break from all the war, all the gathering, all the attacking inside of Call of Dragons, and we're hanging out over in Reddit. We're gonna take a look at what the community has been saying and kind of go through it, because hey, we are a community here. Let's dive in. Which should I choose? It's reward time as a free-to-play player inside of Call of Dragons. What do I like the most out of here? You know what I like? Well, I could go with either hero shards or gold keys. It depends on how you want to test your luck. Do you want the universals, which you probably do so that you can upgrade any hero you want, or do you want to risk it for the biscuit and try and get yourself something brand new or something that you may need? It's gambling, baby. Which one are you gonna go with? Those would be my two choices, most likely in that position. All right, the 5-1-1-1 theory. By the way, these are all just my suggestions and my personal opinions. Yours very much could vary. If they do, you can let your opinions down in the comment section and I will read them, as will my editor. All right, the question is 5-1-1-1 Velen or Awakened Alwyn? Which is better? That's the simple question for PvP. I personally like a Velen. Obviously though, the Velen is not going to be the primary. The Velen is going to be your secondary hero, behind a Lilia, of course. And let me tell you, there are a heck of a lot of just videos dropped in here. I thought Reddit didn't let you just drop in your videos. Maybe I'm doing this all wrong. All right, we have a new player here asking what heroes should they focus on. Now, if you're a new player, I personally do like mages. Mages are gonna have the most range. You could stay away from the battles and still be fairly effective as long as you're not dealing with too much counterattack damage. I like Lilia and Velen, but you can go with Velen and any other mage that you really wanna go with. Velen's the man. He's probably one of the easiest ones to upgrade as far as legendaries go. If you want to spend, go with Lilia. If not, choose another mage that you like, and Velen will probably be your primary, unless if you get a Lilia going. That's until we get new mages that are unlocked on the wheel, but again, they're going to be legendaries. It's going to take some time to grind up. Save me the time, honest answer, you know I got you covered. Hello, I just downloaded and started playing Call of Dragons for the first time today. This was 5 days ago. I've hit 50,000 power and basically finished the tutorial. Although it seems like the tutorial lasts forever just because the amount of lore you have to go through in the game, but that's okay, I digress. I've played Rise of Kingdoms before and the Final Fantasy equivalent to a decent size, but not like far end game aside from the Final Fantasy one where I got pretty far. In general, I've got a decent understanding of the game mechanics and how it works, and with that being said, to the questions. Is actually playing the game worth it? Is it fun or engaging? I guess, well, that is answered with what's your definition of fun. Do you like a grindy style game, playing with a lot of other people, needing to be in communication with people to be effective, and having events that go on all throughout the day and night? If the answers are yes to that, then yes, this is a fantastic game for you, extremely community driven, and a ton of fun, but it is a time commitment. Great question here at number 2. Am I better off returning to Rise of Kingdoms? Isn't Call of Dragons basically Rise of Kingdoms 2? I'm not necessarily free to play, but I'm definitely nothing like a whale. I might buy the basic $5 stuff or a bundle or something. Again, opinion based here. If you had an account in Rise of Kingdoms that was a whale account, it would be hard to get away from that, right? Because you've already invested so much money into that account, it's hard to dump it. I, first of all, prefer Call of Dragons. I think it's a more engaging, a more well-rounded, and overall better game. It's a 5-year newer game, and the mechanics are just better. It is not Rise of Kingdoms 2. It is a kingdom builder, of course, like all kingdom builders are the same genre, they do the same stuff, but this one here, it allows you to do many other things. There are many things different. You have behemoths that you can use to, well, fight for events and then to have fight alongside of you. You have aerial troops, so your combat is completely different as well. And really, you have the season reset. So every single season, whales just can't keep whaling up and just continuously stay ahead. This gives the lower spenders like yourself the ability to catch up if you're willing to do the grind every season. Now, if you don't like grinding every season, if you don't like your heroes reset, obviously their skills are still there, but resetting to 0 where you have to grind up their power, if you don't like doing that, Rise of Kingdoms is a better idea, but it's also a better experience for people that are going to spend more money inside of the game. I personally prefer Call of Dragons for literally every reason, but that's just me. Number 3, what region area should I join? My current one is like all Russian and Indian players, and I can't find English Alliance to join. Well, if you are in that position, it sounds like you need to get out of your server and find a new server, or find your way around the server that you're in and try and find some English-speaking alliances. We are in server 32. You're more than welcome to join us, although the Blood family is a very heavy spending family. If you're going to be a light spender, it may be a bit more of a difficult time, but you know what? Server 32 is filled with action, filled with fun. And the cool thing is you are never stuck in a server. You can always get yourself out once your account is old enough inside of the server. You can go find a new home, find some friends online, check out who gives you suggestions here on Reddit or in my comments section. And number 4, tips for new players, that would be focus on one march, specifically if you're going to be a low spender. If you're a low spender, you're not going to be able to whale out and max out all of your marches. Focus it on one so you could be effective when it's time for war. This is a war game. This is not a casual farming and building game. If you do that, you're missing out on 3/4 of what the game has to offer. So make sure that you focus it on one army. That's the one that you're going to continuously upgrade and continuously grow and focus on when it's time for war. Also, getting inside of an alliance that you could actually communicate with is going to be massive as well. If you're in an alliance that either sucks or one that just is not effective or active, you're missing out on so much of what the game has to offer too. Again, very social game that we have right here. Farm account question. By the way, I don't do farm accounts. I know I'm probably holding myself back, but I really don't love the idea of it. Although I'm in the minority, most people are into it. I'm new to the game and started playing after playing Age of Origins for the last few months. With Age of Origins, you use your main account to attack your farms to collect resources that they've gathered. Is that not an option in this game? The only mention of collecting from farms that I've seen is the using of the assistance feature with taxation. Is that the only means for collecting resources your farms have gathered? Well, once you upgrade yourself and you play for a little bit, get yourself above level 13, you'll be able to have an alliance market where you can send a certain amount of resources back and forth. There is a limit to it. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but that is how most people will get the resources from farms to their main villages. Looks like new hero names have been found inside the Call of Dragon database files. This is basically called data mining when you look through the files and you find information. No idea of the legitimacy of these people, but you know what? We'll take a look. Hero Raphael pack, the Senidian pack, Theodore pack, Vetter, Hero Woody pack, and Zaza pack. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. It could be the name of upcoming heroes, but it doesn't really give us much of a hint of who they are, unless if you know who Theodore, Senidian, and all these people are. But we'll see when the update comes out. A game like Call of Dragons, but for solo. I got the answer to this, but it's not going to be exactly right. I'm looking for a game like Rise of Kingdoms and Call of Dragons. These games are amazing, but you must be in a clan to compete and do events and increase your power. Does anyone know a game similar to them, but you could play it as well solo, like increasing your resources, exploring the map, face beasts and farm them, heroes, spells, etc. for PC or mobile, no problem. Now, I could recommend a lot of kingdom builders like Infinity Kingdom or like State of Survival, but they all are going to require you to play with an alliance if you want to be successful. The game that's coming to mind is one that I have tons of experience with that's a better solo player experience, and that's Clash of Clans. Playing Clash of Clans, you don't have to be in an alliance or in a clan. You could just play solo and farm bases. It's definitely different than this, but if you are a solo player, it's a much better game for you than something like Call of Dragons, because Call of Dragons will spank you if you're alone. Server Merge Season 2, they need an explanation. So basically, I'm confused, we'll say. I'm nearly done with my first season and we'll be going into Season 2 in the next couple of days. What does the server merger mean exactly? Does it mean all servers in the division will play together on one map and all migration does is channing your affiliated server, or does each server get a different map and all division you'll be able to switch servers? Okay. Little explanation here, at least from how I understand it. As Season 2 starts, servers are merged together. What this does is it kind of gets players that are inactive and it makes more active servers. With that being said, like any other season reset, you're gonna be disbanded from all your alliances. You're gonna have to reconnect with your family, which is why it's a good idea to have some type of a chat app like Discord, so that you can make sure you're all in contact, can build up the alliance again every single season. This is part of the grind that I was talking about earlier in the video regarding the difference between Rise of Kingdoms and Call of Dragons. This one is an annoying one in my opinion. Having to redo this every season in Call of Dragons can be a bit much, but it is something that makes people have to reset and be active to kind of cut down the difference between low spenders and whales. But yeah, it's essentially going to be the same as the other season, except for some servers are merged together. And yes, you will be getting a new map with a bunch of new mist that you need to clear. So have fun with that. Advice on making an alliance. I want to make an alliance and I want to plan ahead for it like other people do, but I don't have people to do it with, and I'm only around 1 million power. Any tips? Well, this can be a very difficult thing. If you have no friends that play, and you don't have anything to draw people in like a bunch of power yourself, the alliance that you're going to be forming is not going to be a very strong one, and it's not going to be very desirable for people to join. If you're in this position, I would highly recommend that you join a strong alliance already and make friends there. I don't understand why someone would want their own alliance if they didn't have friends to play in that alliance, maybe because they want a leadership role. Instead, I would recommend joining an alliance. You won't be able to get into a great one at 1 million power, but you can get into one, and you could prove yourself and move your way up the ranks and become someone of importance inside of that alliance. And then you could have that same feeling, I guess. But if you try and start an alliance with 1 million power, even if you have 10 million power and you know no one, it's going to be very hard to fill out that alliance. You're still going to get spanked around all the time, and it's always going to be an open door of people in and out. That would be tough. How much money have you spent on this game? Now, I have stopped spending on the game months back, but within the first 3 months, I believe it was, I spent approximately $700 in the game. I did not use any outside apps to get discounts. I paid whatever the in-game shop asked, and it was approximately $700. I never sat there and took all my receipts and added them up. But like I mentioned, since then, the progress has slowed, my spending has slowed, and my grind a little bit has slowed from what it used to be, where I was playing 6 to 7 hours a day. So I spent about $700, but I am curious about you, the community. How much have you spent right now to this date in Call of Dragons? Is this game free to play friendly? Obviously, I know it's not 100% free to play, but in comparison to Rock, how much more or less free to play friendly is it? Are free to play players outcast, or will they survive and enjoy the game? I personally believe that this is a more free-to-play friendly game than Rise of Kingdoms, or really any other kingdom builders out there, because of the season resets and the ability to grind up your heroes, specifically gatherers and stuff, fairly easily. This is a less pay-to-win game than some of the others. With that being said, paying inside of the game will definitely help you. In addition to that, though, you can't get zeroed inside of Call of Dragons, so the risk of being underpowered is a lot less than in many other kingdom builders, which is something that's reassuring and nice. Something we learned from Reddit today is there are a lot of videos posted in there and not a lot of activity in the thread. Why is this? Hope you all enjoyed, interacted below, and make sure you come follow me on the journey, because we're diving back into war in our next video and you can't miss